men's clothing.
Tony, your parents know you're over here again, right?
Yep.
Great.
Tony lives next door. See, his parents decided to just use their phone for home internet. So when everyone is on, Tony's over here streaming and drinking all my soda. My dog.
Get internet and mobile together for just $50 a month for 12 months with no annual contract. Only from Xfinity, home of the 10G network.
We're going to bed, Tony.
Good night. I'll lock up if I leave.
Get real home internet on the next generation 10G network only from Xfinity.
It's hot outside and the deals inside Weinberger's Furniture are even hotter. It's time for Weinberger's Summer Savings.
Oh, you mean people want more top quality, famous brand furniture at sale prices too low to mention?
Exactly.
That's good news for all of Middle Georgia. Our floor samples are at great discounted prices.
Save now on bedroom, dining room, living room, home office, and patio furniture.
Don't miss these summer savings now at Weinberger's Furniture and Mattress Showcase.
It's
from the station that's on your side. This is News 12 at 6 o'clock.
Gone without a trace, a piece of local history returned to its owner.
And fear is not stopping one group's mission to feed the homeless. We have these stories and more coming up on News 12 at 6 o'clock. But first, a Terrace Manor Elementary School custodian accused of criminal attempt of child molestation is granted bond.
In court today, we learned more about 26-year-old Corey Adams, who's accused of trying to meet a victim on the 4th of July while her parents were out of town. Will Rio joins us now in the newsroom. So, Will, what kind of bond conditions are we talking about here?
Well, the judge granted a $15,000 bond for Corey Adams. His conditions are no contact with the victim. He has to stay with his family at their house, and he has to wear a GPS that will monitor his locations. Adams' case was just one of many on the calendar for today. At the Augusta Judicial Center, bond hearings started at around 11, with one of the more unusual cases presented first. Jeffrey Mickens sat down in his chair on the courtroom computer screen, charged with murder in a cold case dating back to 1983. He was denied bond and is considered to be a flight risk and a danger to the community. His sister spoke in front of the judge, sharing her reaction to the case.
We just all just more so concerned about his mental stability and getting the help and stuff that he might need and trying to find and give him the support that he needs in order to be able to get it resolved, as well as us as the court would like to get an understanding of where this came from or what is really going on, because I'm flabbergasted.
Another man at his bond hearing, former Richmond County Deputy Joseph Clark, charged with criminal attempt, aggravated sodomy, false imprisonment, sexual battery, and violation of oath by a public officer. The victim, a defense investigator with the Public Defender's Office, spoke about the encounter.
Was a sworn deputy. He was sworn to serve and protect, but instead he preyed upon me and took advantage of his position and chose to violate me.
The state says while working with inmates at the detention center, Deputy Clark exposed himself to the victim, trying to force her to perform sexual acts. He was denied bond, the judge citing possible risk of reoffending. Richmond County Schools custodian Corey Adams was last, as he's charged with criminal attempt of child molestation. After several TikTok messages with an 11-year-old girl, the state says he tried to meet her. The girl's father was there and detained Adams until deputies arrived.
I hope that he gets what he deserves and that this never happens again, and this is a real-life lesson for him. I hope that if the same thing happened to other girls around my age, that he would be locked up for people like him. And I felt like I'm not the only one he's been talking to like this. I also feel like he was comfortable talking to me a lot in that way.
Now, that victim advocate there was speaking from a letter from that 11-year-old in that courtroom today. Corey Adams had his entire family there to support him. One of the other conditions of his bond, he will be able to get a job, but not one around children.
Okay, thanks. Well, lots to unpack from a busy day in court.
To weather now, the skies look clear.
Now look at the weekend forecast and next week's hotter temps coming up in just about 10 minutes.
1 month later, a piece of history returned to the Masonic Lodge in downtown Augusta. Several weeks ago, multiple monuments downtown were reported damaged or missing. Now they're in the process of being returned to their rightful owners. Hallie Turner, live on Green Street for us with a look at how all this will save that local group some money. Hallie.
Yeah, members of the Masonic Lodge won't have to pay for a new statue to go on top, but they will have to pay for a stonemason to come in and do some renovations, saving the scholarships they thought they would have to cut.
I was so traumatized when we realized it.
Just when they thought all hope was gone,
We thought we might have to cut a couple of scholarships.
the phone rang.
I got a call from a federal agent, and when he called me, I locked the door to my business, and I was there in about 4 minutes. It takes about 10 minutes to get there.
A call that not only led to a recovery.
With this plaque being regained, it will save the lodge over $2,000. So we were in the process of trying to price out a new cover for this monument.
But a rediscovery of a time capsule that Fishman has spent decades thinking about.
We did not know for sure that there was a time capsule in there because we had no records that I could find talking about the time capsule. This document right here talks about what all the artifacts were.
And while most things inside are destroyed,
most of the paper goods that were inside the time capsule were ruined.
Fixing their eyes on the future.
A new time capsule back in this memorial, replenishing it and putting it back in order.
And Fishman says they were able to give out about 14 scholarships thanks to recovering the Bible. The plans to get that monument back to the full restoration will take some time, but they have a plan to do a dedication ceremony in June of 2024. With everything back in its rightful spot, something he says could not happen if it weren't for those in the community helping these last few weeks.
Good to hear that's all back on track, Hallie. Thank you.
Meanwhile, a group of volunteers are continuing to serve the homeless community. News of a deadly shooting involving a homeless man shooting Richmond County Deputy Kenneth Mercer shook the community. He's still recovering, and the suspect died in that shootout. With more than a year of serving the public, Core Life has served hundreds of hot meals to the homeless. Our Nick Veland says despite the news of that deadly shooting, they will not let fear stop their mission.
Every Friday, a combination of bright yellow shirts and warm food combine to feed people experiencing homelessness.
To come and to be willing to come down. They don't have to come down here. These folks come because they love and care about the folks in this community.
You can hear everyone working hard in the background. Charles Welch founded Core Life, and he's born and raised here. Saw the opportunity to give back and took it. He's surrounded by a team of 20 to 30 volunteers.
I am busy. There's other things that I could be doing, but this is just as important. These people have needs, they have souls, they need to hear the word.
Spreading the word and providing food, all to try to nourish the needy.
Jesus fixed his eyes on the cross, and he walked to it. How could we do any less?
There's tension in the air following Saturday's shooting where a homeless man shot a Richmond County deputy, leaving him injured and left Wrdw Sejour dead.
I had met Sejour. I had conversations with Sejour. We have hopes and dreams for every person that walks through these doors.
Hope is stronger than fear, which isn't scaring away volunteers.
I'm not really afraid of that. I can't explain to you why. I'm just not afraid of it right now.
I have zero fear.
In Augusta, Nick Veland on your side.
And Charles Welch says they do have safety plans in place if something were ever to happen. But if you're looking to volunteer or want more information, we'll have this group linked on our website. But certainly a very misunderstood group of very vulnerable people in our community who need our help.
New tonight, in the last hour, we're learning the city of Augusta has now fully recovered from that cyber attack. It's been almost 2 months since several city systems were shut down. They went offline after a hacker found their way into the network. In a news release today, Mayor Garnett Johnson says the investigation will continue to learn the extent of any personal information that still might be impacted by all this. He goes on to say Augusta is committed to taking all appropriate actions to notify anyone impacted.
New tonight, Senator John Ossoff will be in Augusta next week. His visit comes days after a big announcement that $14.9 million has been secured for local Head Start programs. That money is to help expand early childhood education access in our communities. Ossoff's visit is next Monday. It's at 10 in the morning on Green Street, and we plan to be there. After 50 years in business, a North Augusta plant nursery at Exit 5 is saying goodbye. Why they're closing the doors after this short break.
And we are looking at the chance for storms to continue this evening and early tonight, and better chance for some storms heading into our Saturday. Update on the full forecast just after the break.
Times of our new premium bacon for a limited time.
In case you missed us talking about it last night at 11, we were tracking another bear this summer. Yesterday in Edgefield, today right there in Trenton. A viewer sent us this video of it digging through a trash can. That's an office complex in the Trenton area.
Yeah, you see him haul up a bag to the trash, to the woods there. So I guess he was successful running away with his prize, but that's what they're here looking for. They're looking for food. A lot of the bigger bears rooted them out, and that's why they get this far south, right, Riley?
That's what Theodore has told us in years prior to where we usually see these bear sightings pop up in the summertime. A lot of times these just younger male bears get pushed out by the dominant bears in the upstate. So they just kind of travel down that corridor around Stevens Creek, and it looks like Edgefield's the hot zone right now for them. So if you live in Edgefield around Trenton and all the way up probably to Saluda County too, you may have to watch out for some storms stealing some birdseed from you.
You can go online and see what last night's bear looked like. They were, really good up close video. That pictures, that was harder to tell. I hope it's the same bear, but it may not be the same bear.
Could be another one.
Could be another one.
Brown furry, that is the suspect.
And hungry.
Let us know.
Yeah, and pretty crazy photos. If you didn't see those from yesterday, we had some fantastic photos sent in by Miss Mary Mathis. Great views just outside of her porch, her screened-in porch. You can see it right there.
Very
so
close.
Crazy stuff. Yeah. But I know a lot of trail cameras, a lot of hunters out there put those up, so they'll probably see more bear sighting through next Friday. Storm chances remain pretty low between Monday and next Wednesday.
All right, thanks, Riley. After 50 years of growing plants and serving the community, Nurseries Caroliniana in North Augusta is getting ready to close up shop.
Will Vogt stopped by to talk to the owner there to find out why they made that decision.
Gerald Stevens didn't think this would be his life.
I never thought I would like the nursery business when I was a kid, but I definitely love it.
He started growing plants on his family's land 50 years ago. A half-century later, he's still here, growing roughly 500,000 plants each year.
It's like an infant. It can never be neglected. You can't say, okay, it's doing fine, I can come back next week. You can't do that. It's every day.
Stevens says it's a lot of work, but it's rewarding.
We've loved it, but we all getting old.
So they decided it's time to retire. Stevens says when they run out of plants, they'll close down.
When we announced it, 3 ladies called us over the phone crying.
He believes this nursery has meant a lot to the community. Stevens knows it won't be easy not seeing his customers anymore.
I'm gonna miss it. I really am. I've been with customers for 50 years, and I love my customers. Garden Center customers are wonderful people.
He's enjoyed the last 50 years here, but he knows it's time.
All things must come to an end, I guess. So.
In North Augusta, Will Vogt on your side.
Oh, I know a lot of people will be so sad to see them go.
It's a beautiful spot. Love that building, and I've been there many, many times.
Tucked off of Exit 5.
Yeah, you have to want to find it. They put their map in their commercial, so you can.
I love that, but Stevens is hopeful someone will continue running the nursery after he retires. He hasn't found anyone yet, so if you're looking for a nursery business.
Sure, it could be you. If you want to reach out, we have his number for you on our website when you look at Will's story. But yeah, congratulations on a great run, and a lot of those plants are in my yard for sure.
Yeah, 50 years of a customer list. That's not bad.
Still ahead, as shootings and accidents continue around the area, the blood banks say donations are critical right now. An update on that after the break.
First vehicles, Honda Service Pass. Get yours today.
From the Aiken Walmart shooting that injured a 13-year-old Ashton Rickard to the shooting that injured a Richmond County deputy, Kenneth Mercer, blood donations have been a factor in both of these recoveries. During the summer months, our local blood banks run low on supply. Taylor Martin has a reminder about why we give back.
From Ashton Rickard to Deputy Kenneth Mercer, you never know when tragedy is going to hit.
It's why the Shepherd Community Blood Center says you should donate blood regularly to make sure there's enough supply when the community is in need.
You never know when there's going to be, a tragedy like a shooting or a car accident, or just some health emergency where someone is going to need blood.
The Red Cross says a single car accident victim can require up to 100 units of blood. And it could even be someone close to you.
Every household in the CSRA on average will use blood at some point. Every family is going to be touched by blood transfusion.
It only takes 30 to 45 minutes, but the process from the time you donate to the time it's passed on to someone in need could take up to 48 hours.
Right, when you donate blood, you see it there and it looks like it's ready to go, but there's actually a lot behind the scenes before it can be transfused. And one of the most important things is for us to test it to make sure that it is safe to go into somebody else.
It's why the president of Shepherd Community Blood Center encourages people to think of donating as less of a choice and more of a community responsibility.
It's not a choice. Blood has to be there. It has to be available.
And now, in the height of summer, is the best time to become a donor.
Unfortunately, we hear, it seems like more and more of these violent acts that are happening all over the country and also here in the CSRA. And so it may be even more important than ever to make that blood donation.
If you'd like to sign up to donate blood at Shepherd Community Blood Center, we'll have information on our website, Wrdw.com. Reporting in Augusta, Taylor Martin, on your side.
On your sideline, sports brought to you by the Hawk Law Group.
Falcons running back Tyler Algier ran for over 1,000 yards during his rookie season with the Falcons, and what better way to give back to the fans and his new community than hosting a football camp right here in Augusta for military families. Kids of all ages hit the grass at Fort Gordon, enjoying their day by learning a thing or two about the game of football from a pro running back and a group of experienced coaches. Camps like this are near and dear to Tyler Algier because his grandfather served in the Navy, giving him a special connection to the U.S. Armed Forces. Algier says he's proud of using his platform to give back to the next generation in a fun way like this, especially when it comes to military members and their families.
This is the least I can do just to serve their kids and be here in this camp, but when they're serving our country, it's just such a great thing. So grateful for them.
There's no better family to be a part of than the military, and whenever people give back, it makes us feel proud, and the sacrifices that we're making all worth the while.
Between the route running, the games, the competitions, and all the Falcons gear being given away, the kids I spoke with said they were having a blast. In addition to the full story from Fort Gordon, tonight at 11, we'll hear from Laney head football coach Ronnie Baker, who was one of the coaches helping out with today's camp, about Laney's brand new turf field and what it means for his program moving forward. That's it for sports. We'll be right back after this quick break.
At Battery Plus, we bring power to your life. From the first cast to the last catch, Battery Plus has what it takes to power your passion.